Hey everybody, good afternoon or good evening, good morning, wherever you guys are from. Hope you guys are all having a good day. Excuse me. Wait for a few people to hop in here, then we'll be off to the races. You're seeing a bunch of stuff fall at the moment. Some down more than others. Stuff like BitTorrent that recently popped off, or Matic, those are falling a little bit harder. But for the most part, you're seeing Doge and Ethereum, ADA only down about 1% to 2%, so not too bad. We'll talk about Bitcoin and a bunch of other cryptos here for the next few minutes. Let me see where we're at though. Hey boy. Oh, I didn't take you to use the bathroom, did I? I'll take you to use the bathroom in just a few minutes. Okie dokie. For now, I'm gonna actually delete some of these. Which one is closest? I'll keep it on for now, just to help us out a little bit. Hey LaPush, hey Prince, hey Heaton, and hey Ryan. Let's see what's up. Hey William, there we go. What's going on right here? Oh hey baby fish. Happy to see you back, my man. Let's see. Push this over here. There we go. Hey, the Everkill, awesome. Finally got home to see the beginning of a stream. That's good, my man. I always feel bad because not necessarily, but I always hate how streams. When I'm live, I'm only live during a certain period of time, so I can't be live when everybody else wants to see me. But whenever Bitcoin starts to go pretty crazy again, I'm thinking of doing a random 24-hour stream or maybe a 12-hour stream, something like that. I wanted to stream this morning, but I was taking care of my mom. But while I was with her, we were watching some TV and stuff like that. And on my phone, I was watching the hearing that involved the crypto CEOs and whatnot, and the House Committee, excuse me. It was a pretty good one. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, but I'm going to watch the rest of it later on tonight. I was pretty happy for what I saw from the House Committee. They actually knew a little bit more about crypto than I thought they would, and it seems like they're happy with the direction the crypto is going, and they don't want to over-regulate it. It seems there was a few Democrats that said some kind of a little bit of hostile stuff towards it, but I don't think they were the majority there for as far as crypto is concerned. So I was pretty happy overall with that hearing from what I saw of it, I guess I would say. Let's see what's over here. Hey Alexander, hey Joseph. Ahmed, I really named it. I know, right? It took me a second to figure out who he was, but I knew he had the wrench, and I saw his picture, and I was like, oh, okay, that's Ahmed. Hey 1977, hey Richard, Elmer, Hota, and Rondell. Excuse me if I mess your name. Let's see. Been sending alerts. There we go. There we go, guys. It's all good, buddy. I enjoy anytime the stream. Kitchen life usually got me working late. I definitely get you there. I definitely got you there. All right, everybody. I think we got enough people for now. More people will probably stream in here over time, because I know YouTube doesn't. Most of you guys don't find my live streams through the notification that says, hey, I'm live. Most of you guys, from what YouTube tells me, finds them when you open up YouTube. It's on that front page. And that's how you guys find the stream. So as people kind of search up YouTube randomly, that's how they get they start watching the stream. But anyway, so far, guys, we talked a little bit about how I thought we were going to have a slight dip in the future. I'm hoping we don't start breaking down like massive dips back down here. But what my thought is something more like here, then bouncing back off. I just want to see hopefully higher lows. We might break down below this low. That's okay. Overall, I just want to see higher lows. Hopefully that low will come somewhere at this Fibonacci level or this Fibonacci level. So if we do come down here over the next few days, this is just one possibility, by the way. If we do come down here, I'll buy some there. As far as what else we can have happen, maybe we're just going to hold here on this Fibonacci level right here at like 49,000 or so, and then we'll start to curve around. A little bit less likely, but it's a possibility here. You guys will have noticed last night I said if you guys were day trading, oops, let me put this back on the main one. If you guys were day trading, I would have tried to sell around here on the breakdown of this line. Now, what whales came in, there was some volatility. It spiked right back up, and we're falling down again. But yeah, this was definitely a level of support, and you saw exactly the moment we fell. There was definitely a chug there, a quick drop. But at the moment, you're seeing everything come back down here. We'll see if we can hold on to this Fibonacci. You can see this Fibonacci level wasn't too strong, but it's kind of hung out there, you could say. And that's what I'm watching right now. Looks like we're trying to come down. if you're looking for another level of support, instead of just having this white line here, since we already kind of got our use out of it, usually once it breaks down, it's not as stable as you can see right here. It still took another drop to push us down, but you see it was not necessarily as strong of a drop, as much of volume to really, sock Bitcoin down. So what I'm going to do here is actually just move this to the magnet. I'm going to move this right here. There you go. So this is our new level of support in the short term. If you guys were thinking about buying or doing some day trading, 48,600 exactly is going to be a level where you guys might want to buy in. If we break down below this level, as long as the 15 looks okay, let me take a quick peek here. There's going to be some resistance levels down here as well. You might be able to see, you might be able to do a quick short for some money. So yeah, there's going to be a few different support levels. If you're going to short, probably be a short, like a shorter day trade, so not going to get too much time. But until then, if you're looking for something to try to break out of, there you go. Short-term pennant on the 15-minute chart. Let's see where it goes. If we pop out of that one, maybe we can get back above, 51,000 or so. Then just try to stabilize. If we can go sideways, the longer we can go sideways, the better it is. The more confidence we'll get in the market, and you guys can almost see a little bit of a trend line from here to here kind of going on. I won't look at that too much, but if here, let me just draw it here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We got a little bit of a trend line right here. Magnet, do your thing. There you go. So we got something going on right there. I don't put too much stock into this one too much, just because we have this wick right here. This is where it all really started. Actually, let me just do one thing here just for my amusement. There we go. Did that do anything at the time we broke down below it? No, not much. Okay, I'll just check it out. But for now, if you guys are looking for anything, we got a little bit of support down here. Preferably the support's going to be all the way down here at 46,158. But that's a few $1,000s lower than we are now, so we don't want to mess with that too much. And there we go. I'll put this actually on the second chart, and we'll just kind of watch it to see how everything performs. Now let's check out some of these other coins. And I thought we might start this dip yesterday, but we came up, and now we're kind of in no man's land. So wait it out. We still have an opportunity to go higher today, but it feels like it wants to go down a little bit. Let me check out Dogecoin. Obviously, most stuff hasn't changed since yesterday. Dogecoin's still looking in this pennant here. It's not down too much. Hopefully, it's able to hold here. I hope we can really hold on to the 16-cent support level, though. Ethereum still grinding. If Ethereum comes down today, expect it to come down over the next few days as well. I can really see this Ethereum coming back down to like 4,100, 4,150 or so. Just because usually when you break down below a moving average, it usually takes a little bit of force, which means those candles are a little bit longer. See, there's Matic. Matic's coming back down a little bit. We saw the first breakout, second breakout here. I'm going to continue holding on to this in case it can keep on churning. It's had a few bad days, but it still managed to rally back up. So I'm going to give it another shot. I sold another 20% off, so I only have 60% of my initial investment, but I'm still comfortable with the rate I'm scaling at. My ultimate stop loss for Matic right now is if it falls down below the 50-day moving average, then I'll sell the rest of my Matic off. But for now, I'm okay with it. I think Matic, I'll probably be out of this Matic trade by the end of the weekend, just because of how these moving averages are kind of up here. But if it does start to really bounce off of them and start going higher, then obviously I'll hold a little bit longer. 88 broke down. This one still looks like it wants to come down a little bit more. Has not even broken out of a downtrend, not even close to its downtrend actually, or this trend line here. But ADA is getting closer to support. Support on ADA is quite far away. It's about $1, so that's about a 37% less than what it is now. So we'll see. Excuse me. XRP running into resistance right here. Doesn't look too good. It looks like it wants to come down a little bit. Bitcoin had a great breakout, failed to break out of this trend line right here, coming back down and resting over the 50. It had a golden cross, that was kind of nice, but if it keeps on falling, it can definitely have a death cross, then start testing out this lower trend line one more time. Ethereum Classic, somewhat similar to other ones, nothing special here. Not special, no. STMX, trying to pop, nothing special yet. FTM, nothing special here. SHIB, what's SHIB doing? SHIB kind of looks like Dogecoin, looking to hold on to support. Yeah. Red cross here. might be worth trying to see if this could hold on support, but it doesn't look like it will. BSV pumped. Looks like Bitcoin coming down. DOT. So yeah. Anything special here? Luna still looks okay. Luna still looks okay. I don't know what the heck these arrows are from, but let me go over here to the 15-minute chart. Oh, that was the day trade we did a while back. Let's see. Yeah. I think Luna has potential to run up later on today. You can see everything else over the last few hours has definitely been coming down. This one's been doing just fine. Don't worry too much about the breakout. You see it had a double top up here. That's why it ended up coming down. But if you wanted to use a level of resistance, let me draw this up here. Let me actually remove some of these green lines here, because I think Luna will definitely be something to watch in the future here. I never can get these exactly right, but there we go. At about $78.29, double top. Neckline broke the neckline, came down. It's going to try one more time. Don't focus too much on the breakout at the moment. Focus more on this uptrend. Okay, I'm not even going to try to use the magnets. It's not going to work out for me right here. Broke down below that one. Didn't do so bad. Actually, let me see the hour chart. The hour chart give me a better trend line. Not really. That trend line right there. I don't like that trend line all too much though. But yeah, that's the one to watch at the moment. More importantly, just watch the 200 moving average on the 1 hour. That should be fine. Bounce once, twice, 3 times. That's what it's holding right now. Anything else I can see. The 2 hour chart looks pretty, this is a very easy chart to look at. Where are these arrows coming from? It's only on this Luna chart. I wonder if I need to fix something on here, but this is what we're looking at right now. Give this one some time. Now this may happen sometime later in the night, but I can see Luna having a nice pop over the next few days. So you don't have to buy into it right now, but if it starts looking like it has a little bit of volume or it looks like it's breaking out above here, you can really take a nice little day trade. Remember, a lot of times when stuff pops off, this is like on a 5-minute chart, not on a 2 hour. If you see it pop off like this, you can always wait a little bit, because most of the time after it pops off, it comes back down for a little trickery, and then it'll ultimately take off right there. If you guys would have remembered the Matic video I made for you guys a while back on the night Matic was breaking out, I told you guys specifically, hey, it may break out, and I think Matic is breaking out. If it has a little dip and it goes back underneath the trend line, don't be afraid to buy it right there, because it should continue growing back up, because once we break out of that level of resistance, normally it's much easier to keep on going after that. I might still have that. I think that, yeah, I do have this. I still have the Matic chart up here. Go over here. This is a 5. Maybe over 15, so I can just see what I'm looking at here. Okay. And that was the first breakout. We need the second. There we go. Okay. You see this little dip right here where it came back down? Sometimes people don't want to buy the surge, or they're afraid after it comes back down here. Don't be afraid to buy at these levels. Again, have somewhat of a short-term stop loss. Like if it starts coming back down, obviously you can just sell it, cut your losses, and move on. But a lot of times when you have a breakout like this, you can always find a little price right here to buy it back down. And you see somewhat of a very loose double bottom here with a neckline there. Doesn't look too pretty, but that's what happened. And that would be another buying opportunity. If you see something similar with Luna, you're fine. Or if you buy over here, it spikes and it comes back down, don't panic. Make sure you just have like a 5% stop loss, or maybe a 3 to 4% stop loss if you want to save yourself a little bit of bucks there. That's what I'd be looking at right there. I don't think I see anything else here. One last thing before I head over to you guys' questions. Just see what's moving today. BNB has been moving. It's okay trade. WaxP, we talked about that over the last few days. It's pumping up right now. Near is doing okay. IMX is doing fine. CeeLo, we talked about that. Rune was a surprise. I like that one. And AMP, we talked about AMP last week. It's starting to pump up here a little bit. So if you guys are looking to do any day trading, just as a reminder, go to coinmarketcap.com. First, second, or third page. Just click on the 24%. Find whatever has some momentum. then you guys can do some active day trading on it. To be frank with you on some of these, a lot of times you will have see like something like WaxP. You can see how if you go to the chart right here, it almost looks like it has somewhat of a double top on the daily. Top. Maybe if I can actually access it right here through trading view. That one doesn't look as pretty, but the top right there, oh, this is the daily, that's why. It's a longer term double top. Let's go to the 15 minutes. Top. A lot of times when you play these volatile moves, don't feel like you have to actually long it. A lot of times when it comes to these huge moves, you can make some good money actually just shorting it. Now, of course, have your stop losses. If you don't know how to use leverage, don't try leverage, just stick with 1x. But a lot of times when you see these types of plays, usually if Bitcoin's going down, they drag these suckers down with them. So you can always short something that's been booming up, and you guys can make some good money off of it. Somewhat like you're seeing right now, BitTorrent. I have a short on BitTorrent open at the moment. Only 1x leverage, 5x leverage, because I'm leaving it overnight and I don't want to be worried about it when I'm sleeping, obviously. But it's been doing so like pretty darn well actually. And I only did that because if we go back over here to the BitTorrent chart, and you guys know I'm long on BitTorrent overall, but as far as the day trade's concerned, what did we hit? We ran into the trend line up here. We broke out of this first one, awesome. We broke out of this one. We didn't break out of this one. We broke out, but we didn't hold. And as soon as I saw we weren't going to hold, I opened up a short position right about here, right as the day candle closed, because I was like, oh, we're not going to go any higher than that. Especially because Bitcoin, you guys know yesterday I said Bitcoin is most likely going to take a little bit of a dip today. Here's the dip. And so, boom, like that, make a little bit of short. And you could actually see BitTorrent come all the way back down here for a loss of what? It's down 6% now, maybe up to 10% or so. I'm going to sell my short position here pretty soon. I just want to make sure that it doesn't try to hold on to the 200 or something like that. Then I might get a little bit more nervous, but I mean, my position is pretty solid. The one thing I'll say though is I might actually just scale out of it, because BitTorrent, if Bitcoin takes a little bit of a dip down here for just for the higher low thing that we're talking about, you could definitely see BitTorrent coming back down to like 0.0029 or something like that. That'd be a great short play if I just one long candle blasting through all the moving averages. Probably scale some off at the 20, but that's my thoughts at the moment. All right, now let's go back over the 15. There we go. I'm talking too much and I feel like I got a burp now. There we go. Hey, Wade, thanks for the super chat very, very much. Like, I really do appreciate it. Ooh, excuse me. Hey, Mike, can you please have a look at AVZ Minerals? Please, it's on trading halt for 2 days. Just wondering why and where you think it might be going. All right, so if it's been on trading halt for a couple of days, the technicals won't really do you much good, but I can do them a gist of what's going on. And then what I'll do for you here is actually, looks like it's on the Australian market, so not here. So AVZ, okay. What I'll do is I actually have to go over to the NASDAQ website or one of those websites to see exactly why the halt is there. All right, so looks like I was getting pumped. It's in a nice pennant at the moment. Like that. You're seeing a short-term move here. Now, I think this pennant seems a little too small, so I could see actually over the next few days, I know it's been halted for a minute here, but it would eventually come back down a little bit more and then start doing some waves there. Normally, you don't really see pops like this out of these smaller pennants. Normally, you see them as much larger pennants here. So overall, you might see a pennant that looks more like this over time and not like this. But you could always short it if you wanted to. Right here, or buy some puts. Excuse me, this is 64 cents. You're not going to be buying puts on this. Here. Now, as far as why this is halted, let me take a quick peek. Finviz might have an idea here, so let me try this out first. AVZ. Because usually if you go to AVZ, oh, it's not in the American markets. It's in, really, AVZ. It's not even on here. All right, hold on a second. AVZ stock. Halted. Blue. Okay, has announced a trading halt. There are a few reasons why stock was going to, has requested a trading halt pending the release of an announcement by the company in relation to a potential equity raising. Okay, and allow placement to take place in orderly fashion. Trading halts typically enacted at inpatient. Okay, so they don't know exactly why. They're just giving you the gist of it, so they actually have no idea why. But if I go over here and I type in news, you should have something here about an earnings play or equity stake. That's March. Hold on one second. This is 1 day ago. Lithium stock AVZ Minerals raising $50 million. Let's see. At a 23%, 23 cent discount. Okay. Based in the Congo. Yeah. So it seems like an investor might have come in and they halted the price just so that person can buy up some stock. It looks like without causing a bunch of volatility into the marketplace. That's what it looks like, especially when you're talking about a lithium battery company with all the EV stuff going on, all the craze. Because it's not in America, I think the regulations might be a little bit more strict on it. Normally when you see news like this, it's just halted for maybe a half an hour to an hour, or usually the announcement is made after hours or something like that. But it seems it's not actually like on the American exchanges, or it's not within our regulation system. It seems like they halt theirs for a little bit longer. Seems like it's good news. So we'll see what happens. Remind me when it actually goes live, and I will take a look at it again for you, and then we'll see if it's managed to spike or anything like that. News like that usually means it'll gap up. To what price, I honestly don't know. But that could be some good moves right here. Hopefully it's just the buy-in though. Hopefully it's not anything that makes it anything damaging along with it. Like the buyer says you have to do this, this, and this, which will cost even more money, stuff like that. If it's just a clean buy, you should have a nice spike in the price. Hopefully it will unhalt sometime before Friday. Usually if you go to the website of whatever stock this is, like when you go to AVZ Minerals, Australian stocks. Is there a way to... Just gonna Google it. Normally they have a website. There we go. Investors. Nope, nothing yet. Keep an eye on this one and see if they have any good news coming out. But for now, it looks like they're not sharing anything of importance besides that potential buy. Anytime you can raise money, even if it's at a discount, it's a good thing. That means less shares are off the market, and you're going to see an increase in demand afterwards as well. Pop this back over here, and I do want to add a level of support on this one. Let's go. Hey, Ghost. All right, let me see what I missed. Hey, particular man, I'm glad you got the notification, my man. And hey, Ghost, my mom's doing a little bit better here. I just saw her right before this stream, so she's doing a little bit better. I'm making sure everything in her whole freaking room is replaced, just in case she's allergic to something. Hey, Ken, what's right here? Hey, Joseph, thanks for liking the stream, guys. And everybody, thank you guys very much for liking the stream. I appreciate it a lot. Bitcoin finally did a good bounce. I know, right? Let's see. Hey, Courtney, good job on the homework. Good job on the homework. Let's see, TRX. Let me take a peek at it. It's actually pretty similar to BitTorrent here. Let me go to... Let's go with this one on Binance. So this is headed for a trend line eventually here. If you're looking to buy some Tron, I would not buy it yet. As far as this downtrend is concerned, I wouldn't say this downtrend is too hard to break out of. You can see that's the reason we're currently falling down at the moment. Let's see if we cross there, yeah. I wouldn't be buying it just yet, Courtney. I would just wait a little bit, especially with Bitcoin potentially taking a dip here, and the day just started. I can definitely see Tron coming back down here to like 8.5 cents or so. This might be a better opportunity to buy it. I'm hoping that Bitcoin, by comparison, will do something more like this, where we just come down a little bit, but we don't break this low, and we just have higher lows and continue the little bounce going forward. And that'll give this the opportunity to come down a little bit and then start to break out like that. And then who knows what'll happen afterwards. We'll have to look at those resistance levels. But for now, I think it's just better to be holding it or not buying it at this point. Going forward, it should be fine, but you really want to wait for Bitcoin to break out first, because if Bitcoin doesn't break out, then then Tron's obviously going to come all the way back down here to 0.065, and that's a drop. That's a loss of like 30%. Your stop loss would have already triggered by then. So, but that's a nice play, Courtney. Right now, though, if you want good news, wait for this to break out. Then you can double down on your position, or you can hold a little bit longer. Just again, this one looks pretty close to what Bitcoin's going through, so just be watching it very closely. Maybe have an alert for if there's any volatility in it, like up 5% in like a half an hour amount of time. Like that. I think it's going to be a good play whenever it does break out. But for now, just hold off on it. So somebody's trying to obviously drop this price, and you can see that spike in volume right there as somebody tried to sell off. Let's see. Hey, Babyfish Soul. Yeah, let's take a quick peek here. So Soul just broke down a while ago. Not a crazy breakdown, but enough. Has support down here at 177. With Bitcoin looking a little bit weak right now, you probably, and I could say this to you because I know you like to short, you could probably try to short this down to maybe 180 with some leverage involved, and it would only be a day trade, so you'd only be holding it for maybe a few hours. If you could time it with the drop in Bitcoin here, so if Bitcoin decides to break some support level, you could short that at the same time, and you could be looking at some good profits. Let me go over here to the daily on Bitcoin, just like we did a few seconds ago. Don't worry too much about this downtrend. It's only going to matter on like the 15-minute chart. It's just a short-term thing here. But if Bitcoin does take a dip down here, it's like 48,000 next level of support. This is obviously going to fall down, and you can make some money off of it. For now, though, it seems like it's in a somewhat of a pennant. It tried to break out here, so I can actually adjust this. Something more like that. But you can obviously see how this old trend line that it broke down below is currently that level of resistance that's having some trouble holding above. But now I'll actually just delete that, focus more on this pennant. If it breaks down below, just across. If it breaks down below 170, you can do a pretty good short. In fact, if you wanted to, since Bitcoin looks like it wants to come down, you could place a short right now. Let me go to the 15-minute chart just to see how it's looking. There it is. Breaks down below here. You can open up a short, scale out if it hits 178, because sometimes it taps, comes back up. But afterwards, I mean, it did it a little bit here. I tried to do something there, but if that happens, and then you can double down a position, or you can just scale out here, wait for potential bump. It'll come back down because Bitcoin's going to continue dropping at that point, and then you'll be able to make some good money as a longer-term hold. And I think this should have more volatility, or more a larger percentage change than Bitcoin, so the profits will be much better here than if you were to do a leverage short on Bitcoin itself. Because right now Sol's down 2.5%, while Bitcoin's only down about 1%. So you're going to see a much better return rate on something like Sol, especially since Sol's really been popping off the last few months. It's due for a little bit more of a cool down than other coins. Like what you're seeing with BitTorrent and Matic, they've been popping off a lot more over the past few days, and you're seeing them take a little bit more of a drop, especially today when Bitcoin's only down about 1.5%, not much at all. Excuse me. Back over to Bitcoin. With that 15-minute chart, there's a trend line there just waiting for you. And if you want to play it more cautious, just sell at the 178 level where that support level is. But I'd probably hold it a little bit longer, or just make sure watch what Bitcoin's doing at that moment when it actually taps. If Bitcoin's breaking down below a Fibonacci level, if Bitcoin's breaking down below its own support, you can obviously change up that strategy. There we go. If you look at Bitcoin on the 15, probably better to look at it like this. Coming down a little bit. There's not too much of a pattern break right here. We broke down below support. You saw the amount of volume needed to do that. We'll see how that one turns out. But this support level is old from here yesterday. There we go. Hey Trix, I think Ethereum has the opportunity to take over Bitcoin one day, but not right now. Bitcoin is still king. Maybe when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, that'd be really good. I'm excited when Ethereum 2.0 comes out because I just know there's going to be so many transactions through wallets once it's more affordable to everybody. Like I said, I told you guys before, I'm going to start a series about that coin that I bought and a few other coins I'm going to be buying here pretty soon. So you guys know I bought that coin Zero. It has like a market cap of like 1.5 million when I bought it. I think it's up to like 2 million right now. Very, very tiny market cap. But in order to buy that coin, it cost me like $150 just to make the trade because of Ethereum mining fees. I have, sometimes it only takes me $70, sometimes it's taking me as much as $300, and usually I wait when it's that high. But once Ethereum 2.0 comes out, I think it'll give a massive boost to Ethereum because I think so many people are just going to own it naturally because they're going to have to use it to do some of these transactions to buy some of these low market cap coins. Most of you guys know that, these top coins and whatnot, you guys can buy them from exchanges like BitGet, Binance, KuCoin, Voyager, Robinhood, Webull. Maybe some of them don't have wallets, but they will someday. But a lot of you guys don't know about the coins that, like on page 81 of CoinMarketCap, the ones that don't even have real market caps in here, self-reported market cap. That's how new they are. $3,000 market cap, Riverboat. Riverboat actually sounds pretty cool. I think that name will actually do pretty darn well. Mobius Money. Mobius is a good name. And you can go to any project you guys want to. But like this one right here, the one I bought into, they're revamping all their name and stuff like that, which I kind of like because I don't like the name too much. It's called the Louche Lamperouge. It's Zero token. They're gonna call it just Zero. You can see how they're just now getting the data up, which means it's gonna get more eyes eventually. But yeah, so if I wanted to buy this, I can't just go to an exchange. I have to go through Uniswap, which is a pain in my butt. But I really wanted the coin, so I was like, okay, cool. Let me see what I can do here. And so far, it's profitable. I was down like 30-40% a couple weeks ago. Now I'm up quite a bit. So it's a weird little world, these small caps. And now it has a market cap of 2.3. So I'm going to start a video, a little, I don't know what it's going to call, diary or updates about how this coin's doing. I'm buying a bunch of these coins. I'm going to be more transparent about what the coins that I'm buying, because a lot of you guys have asked me about my YOLO plays. I was really hesitant at first because you guys know that a lot of YOLO plays are rug pulled, or you lose all the money, or something crazy can happen. But now I'm realizing that, well, you guys are smart enough to take on that own risk by yourself. You don't need me to kind of protect you guys. I'll just put a little disclaimer: high risk, be careful, right? And then I'll be buying this, like I already bought this coin actually, but I'm buying a bunch of other coins, and I'll be doing weekly updates like, hey, how's the coin doing? What are they trying to accomplish? Why do I like it? Why don't I like it right now? That type of fun stuff. And then from there, we'll see how these journeys go. I own like 325,000 zeros, something like that. So if it goes up to 500 million or a billion or something like that, it'll be pretty cool. And I just talked with actually one of the marketing guys from this coin. He's in the room a lot. He basically answers any questions I have because I'm pretty new to these small cap coins. They're doing something I haven't heard of before, but I'm sure it's been done before. They're doing something called like the Diamond Hand Squad. So basically, the longer you hold the coin, you get some benefits and you get some cool perks. So if you guys ever wanted to buy a YOLO coin and just forget about it for a while, I think that's a really good one to buy. But again, it's very high risk, and who knows, the volatility with it can freaking scare people. I would say try to wait until Ethereum 2.0 comes out. One of the reasons I've been buying so many of these coins over the past few months, though, is because once Ethereum 2.0 comes out, you guys won't be paying $200 just to swap a coin. You guys may be only paying $20 to $25, hopefully. Maybe $150 max. But just that price drop will mean that so many more people, so many new traders can hop on into the small markets, which means those coins can explode very, very quickly, which I would absolutely love. Now, that means there's going to be a lot more pump and dumps, unfortunately, but you're going to have to really vet those coins. It's going to take a little bit more work on your part, but I think it's going to be worth it, because if you find something golden, like which I hope I found in Zero, guys, I have no idea how good that coin's going to do. But if I did find something good, more people are going to be attracted to it once they can actually afford some of those crazy Ethereum mining fees. That can be pretty darn brutal. Let me see right here. And hey, Travis, I got serious, took all the TVs from my house and put them in my office. Now I can cast trading view charts on them. I did that once. In fact, I bought my mom a new TV for Christmas, and she has a smaller 55-inch TV at the moment in her room. And I'm taking that 55-inch TV and I'm going to put it in my closet, so when I do some streams in there, I can have a little TV in there to help me out. You guys know I have the 77-inch in the living room, and I use that one for videos as well. But it's been pretty darn interesting to see. I gotta buy a mount for the TV and everything like that though. But I'm pretty excited to see how it works out. I like the way Final Stand has a little TV in some of his videos. I'm not going to be as as him when it comes to his content, or when talking about stuff. But if I can show it to you in a little screen or go through any news or updates and stuff like that, like a little slideshow, I think that'd be pretty nice for me to take a lot of stress off my back by not having to do it in front of the camera. Hey Ghost, hope you're doing well. PayPal, let me take a quick peek at it. PYPL. Oh, it is doing well. It's up 3% today. I saw some option flow data for this one. Wow, this thing just fell off a rock, didn't it? I'd feel more comfortable holding stocks at this point here. If the S&P is able, or the just general stock market is able to have a little bit of a recovery here, I'd feel more comfortable with playing options. But for now, if you wanted to take a short-term options play, I would do something like a $200 strike price and hold it for 2 to 3 days to see if we can get as close to this 50-day moving average as possible. Or you can try to hold it, buy some on Friday for a weekend spike, a spike that happens the following Monday. For now, though, see how it reacts sometime in the next few days, either tomorrow or the day after. If it's able to break out above this $200 level, this old support level right here from had a little bit of a gap down. If it's able to break above that, that's gonna be a much clearer signal to buy instead of buying over just the 20 moving average here. I think if you wanted to, you could have bought some today and then doubled down on it if it broke here. Observe to see what happens to it. If it manages to close above this, I think you're gonna have a decent opportunity to buy some calls. I wouldn't go heavy on these calls, however, though, just because of the overall volatility in the market. I like seeing the market kind of come back a little bit here. But again, the market right now is really finicky. Just to take a quick second here, guys. Dow right here is trying to break out. It very well could. S&P 500. I wouldn't say it's breaking out, but it's trying to. It already broke out a few days ago. It's going to run into some resistance right here, and right now it's running into this old resistance. Actually, I would say this is still a resistance because it actually never closed above it here. So, yeah, it's getting close to its resistance. And then what's the last one? Nasdaq. Nasdaq broke out a while ago, but you can see at the moment it's close to this other resistance. But this one, unlike the S&P 500, it actually broke out above it here. But then it got slammed back down, of course. So, if these indexes, all of them, kind of break through these levels of resistance, I think your PayPal call will go much further. Just keep an eye on some of those indexes in general. Find out which index PayPal's in. It's probably in the S&P, but in case it's on the Dow or something else, just observe that index and see if it breaks it above those resistance levels. If it does, it should be a much. You can be much more confident about the play. I'll say that, which means you can invest more money if you want to. There we go. Short term, and there's that dip. I should have put out a video today, but I was with my mom talking about this dip, but I told you guys yesterday, so we'll see if Bitcoin really is going to take a more aggressive dip or just something more light. Hey Nathan, what time frame do you use for confirmation retest on a breakout? So it depends on how I'm trading. Most of the time I tend to swing trade. So when I'm doing swing trades, I prefer to look at the 4-hour charts and the daily charts. To confirm a breakout, personally, I'm a little bit more conservative than other traders. I like to wait for the day candle to close above. If the day candle doesn't close, I'm much more inclined to just wait until it does. Sometimes it burns me because it means I have to buy in at a higher price, but it saved me so much money over the long run that it's something I stick with at the moment. Sometimes I have a feeling that it's going to close above, the way the stock's been trending, or it's something I've been looking at for a long time. So maybe I'll break that rule and buy on the 4-hour chart on the breakout. But the majority of the time, I prefer to buy using the daily candles and waiting for them to close, and because that's when the breakout's going to happen. It's much easier in the crypto markets than it is in the stock market. If you're looking at the stock market and you're looking at a particular stock, it could be anything here. Maybe Boeing. I don't think that was due for a breakout a while All right, like this. So this got hit hard because the overall market took a dump. So, you know, something good got, you know, something had to be control. But if I were looking to buy this here, actually, no, this isn't a good example. Okay, here, I'll just go to the current breakout. This line doesn't matter because you see it doesn't matter. But let's just use this here. So let's say stocks is a little bit different because of this. If we break above the 20, we break out here. You know, obviously, once the day candle is closed, the day is over. You can no longer buy options. You can only buy stocks through the after hours trading action. So normally, if you want to buy in here, you're not going to wait for the last second. What you want to do is you just want to wait and maybe buy in the last half an hour of the trading day. That means you're going to have a good, you know, there's a good solid chance it's going to not really fall off a cliff in the last 5 minutes of the trading day, and you'll be fine. Now, unfortunately, in the stock market, you do have those moments. Maybe FinViz can show this to you. It doesn't. I don't think it happens today. There are those moments where the market's looking okay for the most of the day. Then in the last like half an hour, there's a massive tanking of the prices. That does happen. It doesn't happen too often. But if you want to just buy in the last 5 minutes of the day, the last 2 minutes of the day, for all you know, for all we care, but that'll help you out a lot more than trying to use the 4-hour chart or the 3-hour chart and something like that. The breakout isn't confirmed until that daily candle closes, in my opinion. But the big thing is try to buy those options towards the end of the day, not the beginning of the day. A day is a long thing when it comes to the stock market, right? It's a long, long day. Here we go. Let's add a support level right here. Magnet. Maybe we can get a double bottom. Probably not, but let's see. Hey, Wade, thanks. I appreciate it, my man. Oh, it was over the counter. It's not. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay. Well, let me do something here. Oh no, I already looked at the charts and everything like that. But yeah, over the counter is very hard to guess, and that's probably why. Eventually, it should get off over the counter, and maybe it'll help you out a little bit more. So, as far as that lithium play, that has something that's called fundamentals, not just the technicals working for it. So you might want to just hold that for a long-term play, or you could start shaving some off if there's a spike because they got a huge funding, some large funding numbers hopping in there. Tapping on that support level right here. Let me draw it over here. 49,620. 49,620.62. There's a support. Let's see if we're able to hold above it. Hey Ryan, yeah, sorry, my ice machine's doing some dropping off some ice. As far as the pump and dumps going on over there, I think it's still worth buying, but man, if it pumps, you gotta sell it. So think of it just like the same as a casino. We all like to go to casinos, we all like to gamble some money away, but if you hit the jackpot or something like that, or you make a quick buck off of it, don't be afraid to sell for 50% profit, 100% profit. Don't try to feel like you have to hold it forever. At least scale out 50% on the pump, at least 50%, because that'll recoup your initial investment, any fees that it took to buy, and then you walk away with some profit. And then for that last 50% of the coins you bought, you can see how high it goes, whatever. But if it gets dumped before it hits those really crazy highs you want it to, you're not going to be upset because no matter what happened, you walked away with a good profit. But it can be definitely pretty scary sometimes to kind of go into those markets. But at the same time, they're worth hopping into. But you have to have a different mindset. You're not going to be actively trading. You're going to just be pumping some money in there, waiting it out, waiting for that beautiful pump. Once the pump happens, don't expect it to go to a massive market cap. Just expect it to have a huge pump and a massive dump on the backside. Be one of the guys that profits off of the dump, and you don't hold through the dump and wait for it to come back down. Hey, TechRo. Right now, the way Bitcoin's looking, I'm more bullish, but I feel like it's going to be we're in a bullish part of a bearish pattern. So we should go up a little bit more. Maybe by the end of December and January, we should start heading back down, unless whales can come in and alter the overall pattern that Bitcoin's on at the moment. So you guys can see two patterns here as we're waiting to see if this is going to actually test out that level. The first one is the day chart. Let me put another Bitcoin chart here because I hate to keep on messing up these. Let's go to the Bitcoin one here. So right now on Bitcoin, you can see a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. This is known as more of a bearish pattern at the moment. This is PC, desktop, YouTube files, patterns. This one here. Head and shoulders reversal bearish only. So it's a reversal pattern. Shoulder, head, shoulder. I think right now we're in a shoulder. Now we could always get out of this. Whales can kind of come in here and change it. But if there's no really big volatile moment in Bitcoin, normally it likes to stick to a pattern because that's how the algorithms that trade Bitcoin normally how they trade it, off of patterns, trend lines, Fibonacci's, all that fun stuff. So shoulder, head. Can we bounce off for a shoulder over here? And then if we start coming back over here, we're going to hit some resistance levels, which is going to be something more around 57,000 to 60,000. That's going to be that selling level. If you bought right now, that's going to be a clear selling level up there. And then we might see it teeter off for another drop down here, where if we come back down to the neck eventually, we're most likely going to end up falling back down to 30,000. Now, that's what looks like it wants to happen right now. We can always get out of that. There's plenty of time for whales or traders in general to push it in a different direction. But that's just if we continue on this present course. If you look here on the weekly chart, we talked about this a few weeks ago now. This looks more like a double top on the weekly. And we're currently testing out the 50 moving average here, which we've managed to hold so far. Normally, the way I look at it, you guys know, the first time we tap on it, usually we have a bounce. The second time, it's a little bit easier to break down. And what I tell you, when we break down below these moving averages, usually it's a very volatile movement. We have a much longer candle. If you guys don't watch my stream normally, or you guys are new, I talk about technicals in general, but I talk about some of the characteristics that happen during certain market conditions. And when a stock or coin usually breaks below a moving average, you're more likely to see longer candles, which with much more volatility, which is much scarier because you're seeing people that have over leveraged positions get kicked out of the market. You see people with paper hands panicking. You just see a whole bunch of chaos because a lot of new traders are usually buying in before those big breakdowns. And you can even see here, big move as we broke down below it. Big move as we broke down below it. We actually didn't break through it here. We actually just the new weekly candle kind of just took it over, so it was a nice little move. But for the moment, we're kind of stuck. So we're either going to have a nice green. This can happen in 4 more days. So either here to this week or next week, we're either going to come down a lot or we're going to come up a lot because we're squeezed between two moving averages here. So I'm hoping we go up, of course. You can almost see the shoulder here, then the head over here, then we can almost have another shoulder up here. This shoulder would see that we might come up a little bit higher, maybe to 60,000, 61,000. We'll wait to see how that works out. But you can see that there's going to be some volatility pretty soon. And that's why I have a small position, well, more of a medium-sized position right now, and I'm just waiting. This is a time where you don't want to be doing too much swing trading. You want to buy a position, stick with it. If it works, it doesn't. If it doesn't, you don't have to double down on it, basically. And it's as simple as just waiting. If you want to trade right now, you're going to be doing more day trading with leverage and less actual swing trading. So that's why I recommend like the exchanges like KuCoin. I have BitGet linked down below if you guys wanted to try that one out. But leverage trading is going to be the king right now because you're just going to play some of these waves. And there are tons of coins out there right now that are really popping off or they have higher volatility. Matic at the moment is down 4%. That was a good short. I shorted BitTorrent and I'm still shorting it at the moment for a short-term play here because of this. This is the wrong thing. Here, hold on. There should be another line here, yeah. Because we were unable to break out right here, and I thought Bitcoin was going to take a dip today, and so far we are. Not a massive dip, but just a dip. And so I was like, okay, well, this is going to come down. We're going to be crashing below these moving averages, so I should have a good short position. And it's down like 6% at the moment since I bought it, so almost 7%. You multiply that by like the 5x position short that I have at the moment. So it's like 30% profit so far. Okay, if I want something higher, I could do much better. but I'm gonna hold this for a little bit of time because I like to not be worried when I'm trading, so I have lower leverage positions when I'm sleeping. There we go. But right now, bullish and a bearish pattern. If that makes sense. Oh, and we dropped down below that right there. Back to the 1 second for Bitcoin. What happened as we broke down right there? It wasn't too bad of a little drop. Yeah, okay, then yeah, went down a little bit more. Let me take away this line. That wasn't too big of a thing. Back to auto. So the main goal that I want to see now is you guys will repeatedly hear me say we're in these bearish patterns at the moment. My thing is I'm waiting to see if we can break out of one of these bearish patterns. Just because we're in a bearish pattern doesn't mean it has to actually work, or it doesn't have to, you know, complete the pattern. It just means that you guys have to know right now you need to be very perceptive of what's going on, especially as we look at that weekly chart. You see how we're below the 20, but right above the 50. We're either going to have a big pump or a big dump. One or the other, get ready for it, because you guys can easily short it or long it with leverage and make some easy money there, because once the momentum starts, it's going to continue going on unless we get some manipulation by some massive whales that are really trying to punch Bitcoin down or something like that. But the majority of the time, you guys are going to be pretty actively watching the market. If you guys have TradingView or any of your exchanges, a lot of times you may have the opportunity to set up volatility alerts or price alerts. It'd be a good time to do that one, because if it does end up breaking up above that price, then you could easily just say, hey, ooh, we got some movement coming in. Let me buy some. Let me see what I can do. And then, of course, you're not going to just forget about it. You're going to take some time to actually watch the trade. Look at it maybe once every hour if you can. I know everybody has jobs, but quick little peek at the phone. Instead of saying hello to the missus or the mister, you can just be like, oh, Bitcoin. That's what I got my eyes on. Like that. And again, if you wanted to see those levels, just go over here to... Go to Bitcoin on TradingView. This is on Binance. Let me go back to the one right here on KuCoin, so I don't mess up with anything. Go to the weekly. See the moving averages. These will move just a teeny bit here, just a teeny bit. But basically, try to zoom in on them as best you can. And you can try to find that exact value if you want to, like 47,405. Or what you can do, which is going to be a little bit easier, you can simply just right click on the screen. Right side of the screen, right click it, add alert. Okay, it'll say add alert, then it'll say the price of the exact place you clicked on. Don't worry about that, just hit add alert. Then you're going to see a Bitcoin USD crossing down or up. Most likely you can just say crossing. Okay, the value, you don't have to do the value. You can do the MA, or any of the moving average you have on the screen. If you don't have the 50, you won't see the 50. If you have like a 250 moving average, you'll see 250 instead of 200, right? So I can say the 20, crossing it, once per bar close, once per minute. I would say probably really just do it only once or once per bar. Or you can do crossing, or every time it's greater than. Let's say some of you guys suck at reading the alerts on your phone. Every single time a candle closes above it, you get a ping. So that'll really let you know. If you guys are more normal and you guys don't have like 20 alarms on your phone like me, you can just say crossing only once, expiration time, don't leave it there, leave it open-ended. You can do notify on app, show pop-up, send email, webhook URL, play sound, send email to SMS. I like this one, personally. So it'll send you like, your phone number and stuff like that. Majority of the time, I would just say notify an app, because the app will actually send you a ping, which is the same thing. So that's what you guys are going to do. You can have an alert name, Breakout Baby 20 MA Weekly. You don't, I misspelled weekly. But yeah, so you can decide the name. It can be whatever you want to, and you'd hit create like that, and then you would see an alert over here if you go to the alert section. Breakout Baby 20 MA Weekly. Right? I'm going to delete that now. And then on the flip side, you can do it crossing for the 50 moving average there. So if we dip down below the 50, and then you're going to see, ooh, I can short this right here. And so far we're trying to hold, but usually, the first time we hold, it's okay. The second time we hold, it did okay because we were holding more than 20 there, not the 50. But we want to make sure that we're able to hold this 50 right now. If we break down below the 50, we'll see what happens here. Word of reminder, though. Definitely a word of reminder on this one. if we manage to pop up above the 20, don't feel like that means we're back into some crazy bull market where we're heading back to the moon. Understand that we can still complete a head and shoulders pattern where we come back over here and then eventually break down below the 20 again on a very large candle coming down, and then break down below the 50. So just be aware of that, guys, okay? Just because in case we do break above this, that does not mean we're back on track to go to all-time highs again and again and again. It's more likely meaning that we're just going to have a short-term pump, and once we have that short-term pump back up to maybe 57,000, 60,000 potentially, that's when we're going to have to look at stuff and say, then that's going to be more of a critical time, because if we start heading down, shoulder time to sell your positions and buy back at a lower opportunity, and then you can, so we're going to have to look at that a little bit later. Should hop back over here, second chart, auto, boom. You can see that now it's turned into a level of resistance. Usually we don't break above these, but whales have been seen doing some fun stuff with that. So let's see if we're gonna be able to do that one. Let's see. Hey Tucker, no worries, my man. Hey Wade, what's over the counter? Oh, Ghostwriter, I think it was helping you right there. Over the counter is stuff that's not eligible to be on the major indexes, like the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, stuff like that. A lot of times, if a stock can maintain compliance, let's say a lot of stuff, you guys may not know this, but stocks are supposed to be over $1. They're not supposed to be under $1. If a stock is under $1, and for a certain amount of time, you're going to see them get a note from the exchange that they're on, whether that be the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange, saying you need to meet compliance. You have to raise your stock above $1 in order to stay on our exchange. And if they don't, they get sent over the counter and the price drops dramatically because nobody wants to actually trade those stocks. Or, most people don't want to. And there's less volatility in that market. One last thing though, or there's more volatility, but less active buying. Yeah. Over the counter is fine, but you got to pay some commissions to hop into that market as well. Let's see right here. Oh, it stands for Australian. That's why. Oh yeah, it's Australian. Sorry guys, I missed a bunch of you guys' messages because I was talking a little too much about all these trends and whatnot. Let's see. Hey, Dogecoin, Bitcoin Cash, short term looks like it wants to take a dip just along with Bitcoin. I'm going to be waiting for Bitcoin to take its shoulder, so you might have an opportunity to buy it over the next 2 days, and then from there it should start spiking, but not spiking, but should start grinding back upwards. But you're most likely going to have a better opportunity to buy it in the next few days. Hey, Brighties, hope you're doing okay. Let's see. Hey, Mike, just what to see what ADA Death Cross is going to happen. Thanks in advance. You want to know when it's going to happen? We don't know exactly when the ADA Death Cross is going to happen. Here's the daily for it. Oh, it happened just now. Along with Bitcoin dipping here, I think it should come down a little bit more. Remember, the next major level of support for this is somewhere down. Well, we can go down to this bottom 120, but really from the past, it's way down here around $1. That's that buying zone is anywhere from like $1 to $1.10 at the moment. So I'd wait for this to come down a little bit more. Remember, there is still that fog or that nasty cloud hanging over ADA because since they're being delisted off of eToro, they might be delisted off of a few other platforms because of regulatory concerns, as the eToro put it. I'm hoping that eToro was just a one-off there, but at the moment, you could really see ADA come down a little bit more. If you wanted to hop into ADA, I would say look at the 4-hour charts and the 1-hour, the daily charts, and then wait for it to break above some of those moving averages. Until then, I would stay far away from ADA just until it starts to really find its bottom here. Because for now, I think there's plenty of sellers still actively trading in this market, and they're going to try to drive this price down as much as they can, especially with that cloud overhand. Sorry, there's a C-17 flying overhead, and I can feel my house rumbling. They're usually not this low. As far as this is concerned, let me see. I'm just going to take quickly the 4-hour. Yeah, the 4 hour is not too bad here. Maybe getting back above the 200 on the 4-hour chart, or any of the moving averages on the on the daily chart, preferably the 20. Usually what happens though is you'll see it pop above the 20, then run into the 200 up here, and then that's where it'll start to take a turn. So keep an eye on those ones. Excuse me. But right now, I'd say be cautious of 88. It probably wants to come down a little bit more. Excuse me. Maybe if you wanted to buy, and you might get lucky with the whale trying to pump it up, but that might be a little bit more rare at this point. It's going to be a much heavier type of YOLO play. There we go. And hey, Rod C, thank you very much for the super chat, my man. Is Rocka a good buy? Is Rocka a coin? There we go. Let's try Ponics maybe. Nope. Uniswap. Okay, Uniswap might be the best one right here. It's up a little bit today. Looks like it hasn't been following Bitcoin exactly. I wish I had more information to go off of. Not much information to go off of here, really. And this chart doesn't even look like the other chart. If it's this Radio Kaka version 2, I'd say no. Some of these charts look so different. Uniswap has a totally different chart. If you're looking at this chart, hold on, let me just actually go here. Radio Kaka, fun name though. Down 11%. It must be the other one. Top one project, yeah. $812 million market cap. That's a little high for my taste personally. There you go, 1 month. There we go. That's more accurate representation. If you wanted to buy it right now, that it's in the buying zone here. I would say though, you should have a stop loss somewhere around 0.0045. What is it now? 0.00. Yeah. No. Okay. Since I can't find the good technicals here, try to find where the support line is over the past few months. If it breaks down below that support line, I would get out of it because it's most likely going to start coming back down here to these levels of 0.003 and whatnot, which will definitely be a pretty sizable drop, like 20-25% drop. So be very, very careful there. You can do a long-term hold if you want to. It should come back up eventually. But in the short term here, you might be able just to sell it on the breakdown, buy much more coins, once you find a lower price, and then you make much more profit down the road. But the choice is really up to you. I'd say right now, just watch for that stop loss there, and then you're going to see what happens. But right now, it doesn't look like it's too good of a buy. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's too good of a buy because it's pretty close to support. If you want to buy it, just use that support as a stop loss, and that'll protect you. So you'll be fine from there. And but so far, it's taken a pretty heavy dip. Pretty heavy dip. Good old Bitcoin. It's trying to fight back above. That's kind of nice to see, guys. You see that support turns into resistance. That easy. Let's see. Hey, David. Yeah, I'm very interested to see if the overall stock market's going to have a bear market. We are so close to having a bear market in the stock market, so I'm pretty interested to see what's going to happen there. Because if Bitcoin does have you saw the volume needed to pop us back above that line there. If we do have a death cross on the Dow, that'll be huge. And because let me see if I can show you guys this very fast. And that might time up with a pretty bad move by the Bitcoin market or the crypto market as well, as we talk about this head and shoulders and stuff. So what I'll do very fast, I'll go over here to watch list. Let me go down to the NASDAQ or the Dow Jones. Now we still may rally here pretty soon. See, we got plenty of time here. We got time. But we haven't seen a death cross with a 50 cross below the 200 in quite a bit of time. So, it's my ice machine. Last time, ignore this. It was just for a previous video. Last time we had a death cross was way over here. This was back in March 2020. It's been a while. Last time we had a death cross before that was way back here, December 18th, 2018. We had this like kind of flash crash going crazy. Saw a pretty big spike down there. And you see with these ones, they become much more aggressive. It's not like the old days where we had death crosses and they were like these long gradual things. Nowadays, there's just so much money waiting on the sidelines because of everyday investors like me and you. We kind of stop it before the banks do, because the banks want it to come down as far as possible, or the institutions, so they can buy it up as cheap as they can. because back in the day, everybody would sell all, you know, it was just much easier for the banks to make money. But now that retail traders have a bunch of capital on the sidelines, we can stop the market before the banks want it to stop, which is kind of nice. You see much more volatility on this crosses. The last time we had it here, this was actually a double bottom. That was a really nice play. First bottom right here, from the time we had the cross, which is right here, to the bottom, the whole market went down like 12%. It only took like a couple weeks. This one right here, next time we had a cross, this one actually happened a little bit faster. It was a double bottom within a double bottom. That's actually pretty funny. Any more death crosses we have over here, back over here. So you'd see, the way I look at it, I would expect it something more like this instead of something very, very long and protracted. If we were to have some type of recession on top of that, maybe that would make something a little bit, make me feel a bit different. But right now, I don't see any signs of a recession. Mostly signs of a population that can't afford the bills because of higher inflation and their buying power has been reduced quite substantially, right? And this was the 2008 financial crisis, and this was more of a gradual one that lasted months, but that's because the whole financial sector was on freaking fire at that point. And, it was bailout city. So for now, get ready, because let me just zoom out very fast. Let me get rid of this little thing, or remove all the drawings. We've kind of been spiking, if you guys haven't noticed, not like these gradual little uptrends. So we might have a long way to go back down. So let's see what happens in this one. But when's the last time you saw the 200 moving average move this darn fast upwards? I mean, look at it. It's usually a pretty gradual moving thing. Throughout its entire history, nice and gradual. I mean, like here. Now it seems pretty aggressive, but now look what happens when we actually get back to where we are now. Wait for it. That's COVID. It looks like a freaking straight line right now. So whenever that bear market hits, it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty fast. It's going to happen pretty darn fast. You guys, since you guys are new traders, don't worry too much about buying puts on the way down. If you guys, if we have a death cross here over the next few weeks. This is because we still have a chance to really break out and go to new highs and continue on this nice rally. That'll bring up the 50 that'll bring up the 50-day moving average pretty well. But if we do have that cross, if you wanted to buy some puts, I would say go just to simple SPY puts. Don't try to find a particular stock unless you like that stock and you've been trading it for a while. Buy some puts on the SPY for about a month out, month and a half out, pretty far out of the money, and then just hold them. They're going to almost be like a YOLO play with some historical background, if you will. So whenever the market does take that big drop, you can start scaling out a bit every day and recoup some of that money there. Because for the first few days, you're probably going to lose money because a lot of times when we have these crosses, well, I guess this one's a little bit different because there was COVID involved, but most of the time you have a few days before that drop really starts to hit. But if it does come down, you can bet I'll be making tons of videos and content about it. A death cross in the stock market will be massive. I mean, even CNBC will talk about it a little bit, but they don't like to spread too much FUD unless it's something they personally don't like. Hey, good afternoon, Ray. Happy to see you back, my man. And hey, Chef. Hey, Bruce. I would say Crow's probably not a good buy right now. I like Crow, but I want to buy it at a much cheaper price than what it is now. I would wait for some of that marketing effect to wear off. They had a massive marketing campaign, and that's why their coin got so inflated. Now that the marketing campaign is over, I expect to see people selling off bit by bit, especially those that haven't staked their coins. They'll be looking to buy back at a later time pretty soon. Hey, Ray. If you wanted to, I would say, yeah, you can buy some BCH now. I would say over the next... For BCH, it's better just to put some in there every paycheck, like 20, 50 bucks every paycheck, a little bit here, a little bit there. If you wanted to do a buy right now, I'd say probably just wait a little bit for Bitcoin to take another dip. But buy some, you can buy like maybe $500 worth there, then following on, maybe put $20 a paycheck, $50 a paycheck, whatever. I think it's gonna be a good long-term hold, but the price right now, you might find a better one if you just wait a little bit. Hey, Bunny, Elon Musk is live with Shiba Inu predicting the rise. Does that affect SHIB? I don't know if he's actually doing that. I would say those are probably a scam stream. Oh, Wojak and Solid telling you right now. Let's just use this opportunity as a little bit of a PSA announcement. Let me hop on over to YouTube right here. And I want to talk maybe Elon. And maybe I can go here to live. Okay, right here. So you see these types of streams pop off. Maybe some of you guys do, maybe some of you guys don't. If you see a stream like this, where there's 24,000 people, there is rarely ever 24, like a large amount of people watching these types of streams, okay? Even this one's probably a scam one as well. So let's click on it. Let's watch it for just a fraction of a second. Okay, right here. This is the characteristic of a scam YouTube stream. Scam, 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 scam. Everything about this is fake. There is not really 23,000 people watching now. This is 100% a scam. And you see this right here? They want you to send them SHIB, and they're going to send you back, SHIB or Ethereum, okay? Or this is, in this case, is Bitcoin or Ethereum. So this is a scam, everybody. Please make sure you do not send money there. You will not get that money back. This is 100% lies. I have a little bit of a stuffed nose, and I'm hearing my own nose whistle a little bit. I thought my dog was having a whistling nose, and I was like, I don't care if I have a whistling nose, but if my dog has one, I'll be like, uh-oh. But yeah, so this is a scam. And because we no longer have dislikes, you guys won't actually see how many dislikes are on it. But this is definitely a scam, everybody. So be very, very careful. Do not trust these people. There is not really this many people here. This is a scam. You will see lots of videos like this in the future. Usually it's whatever coin is very popular. That's the coin they target. Back in April and May, when Dogecoin was doing its parabolic stuff and going crazy, you really saw a lot of these types of streams come up. At one point, there were so many scam streams that YouTube stopped all streams. And by that, I mean, if you typed in Dogecoin stream, I had a pretty popular Dogecoin stream back then, nothing would pop off. Nothing would pop up. It would just say there are no search results available, even though my stream was live at the time. People were able to find it by going to my channel, but it was catastrophic for a lot of us YouTubers. So just understand, guys, these are all scams. Every single one of them. Never send your money here. This video is all the way back from July. And you know how I know that? Because I was streaming this video live with you guys, and we were talking about this. This was the video that started the bull market back in July here, after we had that horrible crash and whatnot in May and April. So please, guys, be very, very careful. These videos are always scams. Always, always, always. If they ever ask you to send money, don't send them anything. You guys should know this. I mean, never send anybody money on a wallet, especially if they promise you more money in return. What you do is you go over here to report. You want to say this is spam or misleading. Choose one. Scams or fraud. Next, they are a scam channel. Okay, this is a scam channel. They're trying to get people to send crypto that they will never get back. Take this down, please, to help traders not get scammed. Something like that. You guys can say whatever you want to. You guys can just report without putting anything there. But really, guys, reporting these things is very crucial. It's very simple. It helps out the overall YouTube, streaming economy, because we don't want to have stuff like this. It's a scam. Scam, 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 scam. Let me hop out back here. And this one might be a scam too. Let me see. Another scam. See? If you send them here, another scam. They're quite, there's a lot of them out there, to be frank. Don't fall for these, please. Just using this time as a little bit of a PSA. It really is a pain in the butt to have to deal with these. And I've seen tons of people fall for these scams in the past. So please, please, please do not fall for these scams. There are so many of them. There's just so many of them. So take the time and don't fall for these ones right here. There we go. And if you ever have a question, if a video is a scam, feel free to ask me. I'd be happy. It's like a 10-second lookup for me. A lot of times when you actually see those videos, let me see if I can find this actually right here. I think we're talking SHIB or something like that. Live. a lot of times if you find these videos like this, you go to their channel. Nope, they don't have it. Sometimes they forget to, so this channel was stolen off of somebody that had YouTube. I mean, you don't even see the subscribers here. Yeah, you can see it before this video, this person was getting only like 200 views a day, 300 views a day, some very small amount. And you're gonna see tomorrow it's really spiked up, but by then I think this channel will probably be taken down at that point. Channel ID right there, yeah, so. There we go, guys. But yeah, clear scam. Always be watching out for those streams. Usually they have a very unrealistic amount of people watching it, and then you see them asking for money, and usually they have the chat boxes turned off, so nobody can warn each other, hey, this is a scam. Let's see. Hey, Jay Perez, thank you very, very much for the super chat, my man. I really do appreciate it. Hi, Mike, came in late. Did you talk about BitTorrent? How's it looking short term to make a quick profits? How does it compare to AMP to make some quick cash? I'm shorting BitTorrent at the moment because it did not break out, and Bitcoin looks to take a dip here. And usually BitTorrent and Bitcoin kind of follow each other pretty well. So I'd say right now, be careful about BitTorrent. I scaled out about 20% of my long position because I'm really waiting to see what happens here on the 12th. And if BitTorrent really does take a dip as they increase their supply quite dramatically, by 1,000, I think, by a factor of 1,000, excuse me. So I'm kind of being patient about BitTorrent. I think AMP is going to be a much better play. If you want to play with BitTorrent and do some trading on there, I'd wait till the 12th when they have this massive announcement. They do this kind of full-on update. That'll definitely help you kind of make your mind up about BitTorrent. I don't think it's going to be a quick, easy cash thing. I'd wait for the 12th and do some day trading on BitTorrent. I think AMP is something you might want to do more trading on until then. If BitTorrent starts breaking down below the moving averages, you can take a short position. Hey Rodriguez, I have not checked out Apple and Chef. I haven't been looking at the stock market too much, or I haven't been trading it too much, not yet, no. It's too volatile for me to want to trade at the moment, just because every few days there's something new coming out. The news media tries to scare everybody with something, and that usually messes up any of my plays. I like to have confidence when buying into the market. I'm okay not really buying much until I see some good opportunity. As far as Apple's concerned, let me take a quick peek at it. So at the moment, look at Apple. I would not be touching Apple. It broke out. It was a nice breakout. It broke out here. Some really volatile moves, of course, but you would have bought it right here, and you would have just had to hold with some diamond hands, as they say, and you'd be looking at some great profits. Excuse me. For now, I wouldn't be touching it. It looks awesome. Maybe some day trading, if you will, but for now, no. I told you guys it was a good buy this morning. But that's just off of option flow data. So if you look at the 5-minute chart here, see what opened up in the morning. Is this the morning, or when was this? December 8th. This is right here in the morning. Popped off like that. You can continue to buy it here to maybe tomorrow, but I'd wait a little bit tomorrow and see what the option flow data is. I might be able to pull up for you here. I haven't logged on to the website in a minute. All right, let me go over here to the options flow data, live option flow data. There we go. Okay, now let me just search for Apple so you can see the flow that happened here in the morning. Go to the time of execution. There we go. This was 9:30 a.m. That's the market open. You saw the first call was a sweep above the ask. At that point, look at everybody was buying. Somebody sold a few minutes into the market. Well, this was actually as the market opened up here. Below bid. Let's see. People were selling off a little bit, actually. And what happened? About 31 seconds into the market, you started seeing some more bullish coming in here. Normally when it's above ask, that's really bullish. You got some sweeps sold off here. Actually, hold on. Let me just get rid of this stuff. I want to do a out of the money a little bit. And then we want to do... Where's open weather? Really? Oh, that's interesting. All people selling off today as well for the day trades. But yeah, so you saw a lot of money coming in the morning, and that's why I kind of like wanted to told you guys about it. At the moment, let me see what happened towards the end of the day. 1 million. there are still some calls being bought, so you might see some good stuff happening tomorrow. Looks like some people are hedging their bets though, and some gas. Okay. To say there was a lot more money selling at the end of the day, just in case there's something bad happening in the beginning of the day. Looks like a lot of these institutional traders were doing much more of day trading and not so much of long-term buying here. Yeah, there's a lot more longer-term trading going on here right now. A few buys in the money though, which was a little weird, but overall should be fine. Let's see. Hey, Lucy, they literally play it over and over. Yeah, those views are definitely scams. Yeah. Hey Jay, I immediately changed my password. I'm receiving the same email every 20 minutes from Voyager regarding my adventurer status, not opening them. Thoughts? You can open the email, but don't click on anything in there. What I would do just to be safe is you change your password. You should be okay. Make sure that password is pretty darn long. And what I would also do is change your email password as well in case they somehow got access to your email. Normally they're going to get access to both. So I would change your email password as well. Normally when changing a password, it's very easy to forget the password after you change it. It happens to me all the time with my Apple passwords. I would get yourself a notebook, preferably that you can write it down on. Now we can keep track of that password. You may have a way better memory than me, so you might not need the notebook, but I usually just like to have one for all my passwords. But I would change up your email account too. Or change up your email password too. Let's see. Hey Chef, I said bless you out loud like you can hear me. Thanks guys, I appreciate it. I've been having a little bit of a sore throat lately. I don't know what's been going on. Pretty bad sore throat. I don't know what it was. I just been drinking tea to help out. I got a COVID test and it said it was negative, so that was good. It only took 1 day for me to get the test back. It was pretty darn good. Let's see, there we go, guys. All right, but so far, guys, we're looking okay. We're looking fine. We may see a little bit more of a dip. We're gonna see this right here on the 5. We can see we're in this downtrend. The 15, we're still in a downtrend here. That key selling opportunity I told you guys yesterday was right here. If we broke down below this level, we broke down below it. Of course, we came back up with some volume, but then ultimately we come back down. You guys know how I feel about these times. I would sell right here. I wouldn't buy back in until we saw something really good happen. And normally these are a little bit of traps because the first time you break down, that's where you see all that force. It's much easier to break down the next time. You saw right here, it's much easier, not nearly as much selling volume needed to break us down below that level. So for now, we're heading down a little bit. We're not really, he's been crashing, so I'm not overly concerned, but it's really something where you guys are just gonna have to, excuse me, sorry guys about the burping. You're just gonna have to wait this one out, unfortunately. Until then, what you guys are gonna be doing is practicing day trading or practicing trading if you guys want to. I wanna remind you guys, I don't know what plan you guys need to do paper trading on TradingView, but if you guys want to, you guys could always practice paper trading by going to this little tab. Can you guys see this? No, my thing is blocking it here. Hold on. So right here, I'm sorry if it's a little small, you're gonna see open strategy tester, then paper trading. You can tap on this right now and you can practice paper trading. You can, I think it takes like 5 seconds to set up or something like that. That's up to you guys, and you guys can always reset it, like here, reset paper trading account to whatever balance. What I prefer you guys do is really set this to whatever amount you have. Don't set it to $100,000. Set it to something like 1,000. It really makes you think a little bit harder because you don't have infinite amounts of money, so to speak. Then once you're there, you can have some fun doing some day trades and seeing what you guys can do. Like for the moment, I wouldn't really be doing anything right here. I'd just be waiting this one out. I'd probably be opening a shorting position, but it seems like I might want to take one more bounce before it falls a little bit more. But so you can practice trading. Otherwise, what I recommend you guys do, if this is a little bit more fun and whatnot, you guys can always pull out the seconds chart and do some day trading in there and see if you can find any patterns. Right now, you saw, if you guys had this like very far away, you saw a clear breakout. You could have a small little trading thing there, and then you could see what's going to happen here. You could have your levels of resistance here, and it's really fast because it's a seconds chart, right? You can see the volume spike to get it above this little bit of a breakout. You see a lot of the crazy stuff happen on the second chart. It just happens in the daily chart, but of course it just happens in a much faster period of time. And you see these levels of resistance. Here's a selling off level. If there's enough volume, we should be able to pop above that, then head towards the next level of resistance. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do on the second chart, as well as look for patterns. You saw right here, this was a double top, broke down below the neck. You could have had a short-term short. Now, again, this is a seconds chart, so it didn't look like this was too bad of a move down, of course, because it really wasn't. But if you were to think of this as the same pattern on a daily chart, you could definitely see, like, 2 weeks of going down after it broke down below the neck of the double top here. It's stuff like that where you think like, whoa. And the more you look at these charts and stuff like that, you see it tried to break out, wasn't even able to do that. Now it was not breaking out above this resistance. Now we'll come down a little bit. But now because of that, next time you see this type of pattern on a daily chart or a 4-hour chart, you're going to be able to easily recognize it just in the back of your head. And you might say, "Ooh, that's a double top." But a lot of times you may see that, you may have this weird feeling, this doesn't look right. And when you have that feeling, it normally means it's a bearish pattern and you just never really remember the pattern and you just kind of remember, "Ooh, that's a bad shape." It kind of goes back to those more basic instincts as far as trading. And you see how we had this trend line on the seconds chart and it bounced off of the trend line. Seconds charts are really fun to look at. I have I literally have a stream right now on the seconds chart here, just so you guys, I won't pull it up actually, but if you guys go to my channel, I have a stream that just has the second chart on a 5-minute chart. I'm thinking of putting just having the seconds chart here looking like this, like really zoomed out, and with no oscillator on the bottom. And that way you guys can just practice doing shapes in your head. Of course, you guys can't draw the trend lines and stuff like that. I wish you could, but you guys could always do it on your own time as well. And then you find all these new patterns and stuff like that. And you can treat every single one of these little second ticks as a day candle. And then you see, because, to be honest, this was a false breakout here, right? False breakout, tried to do a little bit of stuff that came back down. That happens a lot in the regular markets as well. Sometimes breakouts don't work out the way you think about it. That happened to me with Tesla over the past few months until it really blew up there. But by that point, I just bought shares because I was so tired of buying options on it and losing money. So sometimes life happens like that and it doesn't work out the way you want it to because of market conditions, whatever. But when it comes to something like that, your life just turns so much easier if you understand how these charts really work. And everything you guys will learn about the daily candles, the 4-hour, the 5-minute, everything, it applies right here to the second chart as well. There's algorithms controlling all of this, and so you don't have to paper trade this stuff, obviously. But try to guess which way it's going to go. Try. From here, I told you guys, hey, broke out. Most likely going to go up from here. I thought since we broke above this, we might go even higher. We didn't. I was wrong. Nobody's going to be 100% correct, but it's nice to see like, okay, well, it's not working. It's not working. Most of the time, we would have sold somewhere around here and just taken a small loss and just moved on. Because if you take a small loss here, you don't have to worry about all this crap that happens over here. And there's always crap that follows. Stuff like that. And you see right here, we're trying to break out again. Overall, we might move that up here a little bit more. You can see now this is that level we're testing out. You see right there? Test. May have a little bit of jolts and volume coming here to push us off, but I wouldn't be surprised if we had one more dip. But usually on the second chart, you're seeing a little bit more bullish action. Watch the 20. Yeah, this is a 20-second one. It moves pretty darn fast. There you go. Little pop. Let's see if it can go higher. There's that little pop in volume. Everything you see here happens on the daily charts. You get a chance to practice much faster. Why wait days when you can just wait seconds? See that little breakout. Now this time was the key try. I would have lost some money here. I would have tried to do it again here, and I would have made a little bit of money. Now again, this is the smallest of percentages, but apply the same logic to your day charts and your day candles. You're going to learn pretty darn fast how to trade. The key though of all of this, the key to all of this though, the key is that you guys learn your patterns. If you guys don't learn your patterns, you're never going to become a good trader. You may get lucky on a few plays here and there, but you're just not going to become a good trader. It's just going to be very, very hard. And you can see overall, we're going to pin it right here, and we're going to try to break out here again. But really, guys, I'm going to make videos here pretty soon about all these different breakout opportunities. I just made a video about golden crosses and this type of stuff here. But I will be making videos this weekend about these and some of my FinViz scanners to help you guys find some stocks really easily. I think I'm going to do my breakout scanner too, because I don't usually find the stuff that's really booming at the moment. But here, Here's one that has all of them on top of it. I'll probably post a picture of this sometime later on. But guys, learn patterns. Patterns are they're just so life-saving. If I could tell you guys one thing, learn how to trade patterns. If you can trade patterns, your chances of becoming a full-time trader just skyrocket. I mean, they really do. Now, practicing patterns is very boring, and not many people like boring because, you know, you trade in the market to have a lot of fun. Now let's watch this back up here again. There we go. So you can trade in your head for some fun. And again, we did all that little mini exercise, and that probably took me like 2-3 minutes. If you guys can take 5 minutes a day just to watch some random patterns on a second chart, I think you'd be surprised how they work out. Now, you're not going to see every single pattern on the second chart. Sometimes it's very hard to see cup and handles and inverse cup and handles and stuff like that. And sometimes flags is pretty hard, but it can really help you out. And you can see how we took that little bit of a break right here at the support. We're trying to fight a little bit. We came back up barely, but overall, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a battle here. It can still win out, but most of the time you guys would have stopped. You would have sold right here, and you would have just moved on to something else, especially if you bought here or something. You guys get what I'm saying. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of fun stuff you can do in these markets. And you know, there's much more volatility here. Kind of held. Sometimes it's not as pretty as you would think, but I mean, this happens in real charts right now. You guys can look at any chart over here, like no, I think it was a trick. ADA maybe. See how it was kind of grinding over here for a little bit and then actually just hold like a beautiful thing. It was like just grind. It's not always a pretty bounce off. Yeah. And sometimes you have to hold in these. That's why I say sometimes you guys want to just sell right here, but it's okay to extend your stop loss just a little bit to protect yourself. But you know, there's different ways to trade here. Like I would have said, most people probably would have sold right here. The people that sold right here aren't buying back in. They're just waiting to see what happens next. There was probably people that opened up a short position right here. I mean, not really because of all this crap over here. But if this wasn't here, let's just pretend it wasn't. You'd see people open up a short right here, and they probably would still be holding that short until we got back above this level. Then they would sell out and then move on to something else here. That's from a shorter's perspective. Yeah. So just so you guys can see it, I'll put the second chart back up here for now. We'll just kind of watch and see how it gets squeezed in between these two trend lines here on the second chart. We'll go here to the 1 minute chart. You can see second by second trying to hold, and if it wants to pop off there, if you look at the 1 minute, it would say we want to come down a little bit more. But you know, let's see the second chart. Try to hold. Little baby wall. See, getting pushed down a little bit, and there we go. See, you can use different multiple charts to kind of help you out, if you will. Because the second chart, you don't know. You might be able to, we might be trying to hold. Look at the minute chart, like, ooh, we're looking a little bit heavy. So don't be afraid to look at multiple different charts at the same time. Majority of the time, you're probably going to be looking at 4, to be honest. You can look at the second chart if you want to that point, but either the 5, 15, 4 hour, and daily. Those are usually the 4 that I look at. Not on here though, but yeah, so you guys can see a little bit more. And let's go to there. There we go. And pump back up. And remember, treat every single one of these like a day. If you're thinking about it as a seconds chart, you won't really learn much because it's like, oh, it only came back down here, but it came up all the way back here. But if you treat it like a daily chart, like, wow, this took like a month to get back up there. Stuff like that. Alrighty, so now that whole pattern is kind of out of the whack. Let's exit out of that. This is turning into its own pennant right here, as you guys can see. Or almost a, not too much of a double top just yet, or it seems to be a double bottom, but kind of wants to do that. Okay, there we go, there we go. Let me see. I do paper trading on free account. Okay, so you guys do have access to do paper trading if you guys want to. I'd recommend right now is a great opportunity to do some paper trading. Chef. I was getting spammed with 2-factor requests earlier. that means somebody's actively trying to get into your account. So that means you should yeah, definitely change all your passwords, and then contact Voyager support for any more help, and just let them know that you're currently like having some issues. They may help you out, they may not. I don't know what the power they have over there, but definitely change up your email password and your Voyager password. Definitely change those up, and you should feel pretty confident if those things stopped getting sent over to you. If those two-factor authentication messages stop getting sent. Hey Akshat, you gotta give me the ticker for dominance if you want me to check it out. Hey Yash, why is Matic pumping so much? They had some good news come out a little bit, nothing too crazy, but basically they broke out. And if you this is one of the things that comes when you've been trading for a while. Matic has a tendency to be great for day traders, absolutely just fantastic. And so because of that, you just saw it continue getting pumped and pumped and pumped, and it's dying back down a little bit. What is it, down like 2.5% at the moment? But it just had a clean breakout. That clean breakout gave people a lot of hope to buy into it, and it seems like a lot of people that were buying in the Matic were not so much not so much day traders as they were swing traders, and they were really trying to wait this thing out. You saw some whales come into play with Matic as well, and so it was just a whole bunch of good things coming together at once. If the whales really didn't step in, you could see Matic failing that to have a nice clean breakout and coming back down with Bitcoin. But overall, Matic just got people that held it, just kind of got a little bit lucky along with the breakout. That breakout was a very good news for it, though. Yeah, no worries, Jay. Sorry to hear about that. It can be very, very scary sometimes. I had the same thing happen to my Robinhood account a while back, but I didn't have any money in my Robinhood account, so I didn't care. I changed my password regardless, though, just because I use it for the tickers. I didn't want them to change my password because then I wouldn't have any way to how do I say it? Show you guys what prices Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stuff was at. Hey, first name. Hey, Alexander. Off topic, but how do you get over a breakup, Mike? Breakup? I don't know. I'm kind of weird. I've never actually been like dumped. I've always been the one like dumping other people. It's mostly because I'm me. Every single one of my girlfriends has tried to change me into something else, and not minor changes. Like one of my girlfriends tried to turn me into vegetarian. So I've kind of just been the one that's always kind of been there. Usually what happens is I kind of just find somebody else to hang out with in the short term, and my mood kind of vastly improves, because I think when you leave a girlfriend or you get dumped by a boyfriend, whatever, you're used to having somebody to talk to and hang out with. And when that's cut off so abruptly, it can kind of leave some emotional damage or whatever. I think if you just find somebody else, sometimes people call it like a, what do you call it? Rebound girl or a rebound guy. I think that could be a really helpful thing. Don't focus too much on the sexual side of things. Focus more on just kind of chilling out, and I think you'd be fine. When I left my girlfriend, she was very, very angry. She stole one of my car keys. I still don't have those car keys to this day. I ended up meeting this one girl, and all we did for fun the first couple of days I knew her is we just went on these random road trips out in Montana, and we just drove like a couple hours in a random direction up in the mountains, and I was like, oh, this is freaking awesome, because I'd never been to see these mountains before, and just stuff like that. Just kind of go do something wild, have some fun, take your mind off of it, and find another companion in the short term. So, it's stuff like that. It can really be whatever you want to. Like, we were such good friends that I helped her find a boyfriend when I moved out of Montana. That type of stuff. Don't think about them in romantic terms like, oh, I want to date this girl. But just have some fun and, just chill. Move on, Let's do it. Everybody has their own way to do it. I tend to not be so emotional, which my girlfriends really hate. So, it's really up to you how you want to try to move on from there. Find out what makes you happy and go for it. Michael Whitman, the dating guru, or the breakup guru. Oops. Hey Elmer, I'm a big fan of the second chart. I really do enjoy the second chart. Like I don't talk about it too much here, but I show it to you guys a lot. I really do think the second chart is really, really fun when it comes to practicing patterns, and some of those more basic patterns. You don't see cup and handles too much on them, like I said before, or inverse cup and handles, but you'll see cup and handles in the real world trading. There was a couple weeks ago, I was in the stream, and I went to bed before the breakout actually occurred, but Ghost was in this trade for Engine, ENJ, I think that's a ticker for a crypto coin. and it was a perfect cup and handle. And we were just waiting for it to break out. And I was like, Ghost, don't worry, it's a cup and handle. And Ghost was like, oh, I'm so excited. And she made some good money off of that play. And then went boom. I think I can actually pull it up very fast right here. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, to be honest, because it was a while ago. Was this breakout right here? Yeah, it was this breakout right here. Let me go back to the 5-minute chart. Let me stretch this out for you. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, maybe it wasn't the cleanest cup and handle. Cup, handle, bloop, boom, just like that. Okay. Now, let me pull up that chart right here and the desktop, YouTube files, patterns, cup and handle. That's inverse cup and handle. Cup and handle. Okay. See this picture? Make it full screen. Okay, full screen didn't do. Sorry, it's for language. Cup and handle, continuation, bullish only, comes up, comes down, does a pretty basic cup, comes down a little bit here on the, and then it spikes after that. The main thing about a cup and handle though is you don't want this to come down more than 50% from this level to here. So you measure this right here. That's, I don't know, whatever that number is, $1. You don't want it to come down 50 cents basically. You don't want it to come down below the halfway point. That means the cup and handle is dead. Clean cup and handle. And it's not, these patterns don't always look so nice, but you want to get that general shape in there. If you see the handle, it's a good opportunity to buy right there. This one had a little bit more of a scary moment because on the 5-minute chart, it broke down below the 200. That would have scared off a lot of people, but then all of a sudden, boom, hit right there. So if you guys know how to look at patterns and read the patterns, your job as a trader just gets so much easier. And that's really the premise of this channel, like just making trading a little bit easier. And you guys will realize over time, the more you're able to look at patterns and stuff like that, you guys may be converts like me, where I personally prefer just to trade patterns, but when I want to have some fun, I'll trade some moving average crossovers, some breakdowns of key support levels and stuff like that. But for the most part, I enjoy trading patterns because usually algorithms trade patterns too. And algorithms have a lot more money backing them than I do, so I can kind of follow the money and see how they're kind of trading off. Now, crypto is much more manipulation. Whales can always smack us down after something like that, but for the most part, there's a lot of money to be made by just looking at patterns, just following the patterns here. Maybe we can have some type of higher low. We're desperately trying to hold on to this support. Fell down once, but maybe the 15. No, 15 we held down too. This isn't too much of an important support. Oh, this isn't too much of an important support level. That's why the real support was right down here. We're in a downtrend though. There we go. All right. Let's see. Let's go to here. Brandon Alpha, go on Tinder. You can always start a YouTube channel. Hey, Alyssa, not the car keys. I know, it was brutal. The funny thing is, so what she did to my car, which was very annoying, she knows I like to speed, and in Montana, there is a speed limit of 80 miles an hour. She set the max speed of my car to 80 miles an hour, so I couldn't go like 90 like I normally do, because I normally go 10 miles faster than speed limit. And because of that, to this day, I never paid to get it changed because the speed limit in Washington is like 60 miles an hour, so I don't have speed. But to this day, I still, if you turn on my car, it says speed limit 80 miles an hour, so you can't go faster than 80 miles an hour. To this day, I never paid for it to get fixed. I didn't really care too much at the time, but like I was like, It reaffirmed the decision to break up with her though. At least my car didn't get keyed or something like that. Montana represent. I love Montana. I absolutely love it. What's right here? That's how I found out my husband and I were we were friends first when I was tired of dating. Exactly. See, Ghost married 29 years. Congrats. See, that's the good stuff. You find out what works. Hey, Chef, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend when Doge hits $1. You're going to be able to buy a nice ring then. Let's see. Hey, Rondell, Elon, Doge, Mars, a good crypto? I wouldn't say right now. I mean, it's been kind of dying off a little bit. You can do some day trading if you wanted to. But right now, I'd be very careful about some of those meme coins that haven't been doing so hot lately. Normally, these meme coins have a really big pop and they kind of die back down. You're going to wait for that secondary launch zone, right? Right now, that's what we're waiting for Dogecoin, that secondary launch. Secondary launch we're looking for. Let's see. Yeah, we made the right choice. Yeah, guys, I mean, dating is a complicated business. I think I'm going on a date next weekend or something like that. Taking her to the casino because I just want to chill. But it's, I don't know. Dating is a weird game, you know. Plus, you know, it depends on where you're at. Montana girls are different than Seattle girls by like a long shot. What else right here? Hey, Sean, one of the most solid buys? I would say Ethereum is a pretty solid buy. I think if you guys can, you know, get ready for Ethereum 2.0. I don't know exactly when it's going to be launched here, but this is just one of the things that I'm looking forward to very, very much. So you guys know how much I hate Ethereum gas fees. When Ethereum 2.0 comes out, well, they say, and I believe in them. I believe them. Oh, I take them at their word that you're going to see the Ethereum gas fees in order to swap coins is going to decrease dramatically. Maybe it'll go down more to like something like $25 to $50. Even if it goes down to $70, I'd still be very happy with it. And then from there, the reason I'm saying this is because I think if you guys go over here and coin market cap, and you guys find some of those very, very new coins that have very low market caps, but have a pretty decent following, and I mean like they're pretty active on social media, they have an idea, you can buy some of those coins, and especially if they're on an uptrend here, buy some of those coins, hold on to them, because whenever Ethereum 2.0 comes out, there's going to be much more money available to really hop on into those low market cap coins to really cause them to do some crazy pops. That means you're going to see a lot of projects kind of blow up out of nowhere for pump and dumps. You may see other projects, you know, kind of stay stagnant. There's going to be a whole mixed bag of stuff, but there's going to be so much more money willing to flow into those low market cap plays because it's not going to be nearly as expensive. You're going to see buying into those coins right now when nobody really can afford it or not as many people can afford it. You're going to see that as a much better buying opportunity. So that's why I'm loading up on some of those coins right now. I'm going to start a new series here. I'll probably post a video next week. This week I'm pretty busy with my mom. I'll start a new series talking about specific coins I'm buying into. Those coins are going to be very, very, very exciting. Well, not very exciting, but some may get rug pulled, some may go to the moon. Whatever happens, it'll be fun for you guys to watch as well. And if you guys do want to copy me in any of these plays, I'll tell you guys the coins I'm more excited about than others. Just as a fair warning, these are all very high risk plays because they have like market caps under $10 million. Extremely high risk, but if they blow up, they blow up. If they don't blow up, they don't blow up. The way I choose my coins here, I usually will hop onto the Telegram or the Discord. And then from there, I try to figure out like, what's their plan? Do they have a long-term plan in place? Do they have a marketing team? Who's on their team? Stuff like that. And from there, I will, you know, make an investment accordingly. One of the reasons I hopped onto that Zero coin that I was telling you guys about was because one of the people that worked on the guy that works on it, he's a multimillionaire, first of all, so he has a lot of money backing everything. He has a massive Ethereum wallet meant for marketing and, you know, promoting stuff. And he used to be on the SHIB team. And this is his first little coin he's trying out. So I was like, you know what? I can give this guy a shot. Again, not much money behind it, but I can give him a shot. If he can make me a lot of money in the future, awesome. I'll be holding this coin for years, though. Like years. So don't feel like it's just going to be a quick pump and dump type of thing for the coins that I choose. Maybe I will make some type of video series for pump and dump coins or something like that if you guys wanted to hop into it. But I would say the best that you can do in that circumstance is just wait for Ethereum 2.0 because it's going to be much more capital, just kind of, you know, that'll be available to be really like thrust upon those smaller cap coins. Hey, Wojak, I'm anonymous. Oh, jeez. What's going on here? Hey Prince, I think Ethereum 2.0, yes, it's going to be at the same price, but the amount of fees, the fees that are involved there are going to be much less. Like if you guys ever go through a swap account, like Uniswap, whatever it is, like if I wanted to buy some more Zero or whatever coin I'm looking at, some cheap coin, Atlantis coin, whatever it may be, if I want to buy it, it's going to cost me like $200 just to make that trade. And a lot of people that want to buy into these smaller cap coins, they might not have a lot of money. Maybe they just have like $500, okay? $500. Well, guess what? If you wanted to trade this and have like an appropriate amount of money to trade, it would take you about $200. Let's just say $200. It might be $150, it might be $70, it might be $300. Let's just say $200 because that's what I see most of the time is around $200. $500, $200 to make the trade, okay? Then you're left with $300 of you can actually spend to buy the coin. But if you want to actually sell that coin later on, you're still going to need another $200 to get that money out, another thing of fees. So, you know, just right there, you have to believe that that coin's going to make you enough money where you can even do that in the first place. And then you're also going to have to put more Ethereum in there down the line in order to actually sell that off. It's just a very annoying process at the moment. I'm hoping in the future when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, that's what's going to help out those smaller cap coins. And you should see a small cap renaissance, if you will, where you see those coins start getting blasted up out of nowhere like a landmine, just going boom, breakout, boom, pump, boom, pump, boom, pump, stuff like that over and over and over again. Hey, Wojak, I haven't used the orb indicator in a long time. I would just look on investopedia.com, but it's not something I personally use. It's not something I use personally, Wojak. Hey Jason, you feel like Litecoin is super undervalued? Litecoin would have been going to the moon right now if Bitcoin didn't have that drop a few weeks ago. I think Litecoin is very undervalued. I think it will eventually have a nice pop. I'd be waiting for Bitcoin to really try to find its bottom here and find some stabilization, or just wait for Bitcoin to find its first breakout basically, and then you can hop into Litecoin for some profits down the road. I don't expect Litecoin to have any parabolic pop-offs until Bitcoin's able to find itself a little bit here and it's able to break out. Remember, we tried to break out multiple times over the past few weeks. We got so close, but ultimately we didn't have the buying power. We didn't have the volume to really push through those walls. And because of that, we got hammered hard here and we broke down below that 5-month trend line. So I think Ethereum is undervalued. I agree with you. I'd wait for the market to kind of calm down a little bit before buying into Litecoin because remember, overall on the weekly chart, we're in a double top. On the daily chart, we're in the middle of a head and shoulders. That's what you got to be looking at right now. Gas is insane on Ethereum. Oh, very, very much so. Very, very much so. Hey, MLT shorts, Bitcoin at 46,000. We might even go down below $46,000, my man. We might even go down below that. Marriage is a lot of work. Both have to do work through life changes, etc., and work on working together. Oh yeah, I'm not good with working together with other people. Maybe I will in the future. How does Robinhood and Binance trade Ethereum for free? There's a difference between swapping and just buying. There's a difference between that and the gas fees. Gas fees is actually part of a swapping. Like it's you're doing something a little bit different than just doing a transaction between two parties over an exchange. All right, everybody. I'm gonna call it a night right now. I've been streaming about 2 hours. I gotta go take Loki out for a bathroom break because I skipped his bathroom break before we actually started streaming here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow, look for an options video. In case you guys want to play some options, I'll show you guys where the money's flowing into, what options are being bought up by the hedge funds. I'll also be posting a scanner settings, some scanner settings from Finviz. I'll be doing the breakout scanners, which shows you everything that's like a really moving fast, higher, and just on an upward trajectory. Those are usually the easiest options place to buy, and I'll give you guys those ones as well. And then look for maybe a Bitcoin update if I have time for that one as well too. I'm not taking Loki to the dog park tomorrow, so I should have much more time. I will see you guys a little bit later. Again, around 7 o'clock tomorrow. And then tomorrow, just as a heads up, I will be resetting the other crypto stream. So you may see it go down for just like 5 minutes while I reset it, then post it back up just in case. But I'll give you guys a little message in there saying what's going on. Or I may time it with tomorrow night's stream to help me out a little bit more. So you guys can just kind of flock there afterwards and kind of bring views up to it or whatever. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your night, and I will see you guys tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Thanks again.